Hello again. Now we're about to start activity 3. This activity is split into 2 parts and will test our knowledge about variables. Before starting, we're going to take a look at the hint for activity 3 in the code, where we declare a variable called lives, which stores the number of lives the player has, and then we're going to use that variable to print out how many lives the player has at the start of the game. This should give us an idea for how to complete the following 2 parts. So over here, we're going to take a look at this hint, which is about declaring a variable called lives, which stores how many incorrect guesses the player can make before the game is over. So we have our variable lives. It is an integer, and it has been initialized to the value of 5. Then we want to print out how many lives that player has at the start of the game. So we're going to uncomment this console.write line, and it is going to read, you have variable lives, which in this case will be 5, lives left. The value of the variable lives has been concatenated into this string using the concatenation symbol, the plus sign. So we're going to double check this by running the code. So here we go. You have 5 lives left. Awesome. This is in addition to the welcome statement, which we've already done, and the instructions on how to run the game again. Before we take a look at activity 3.1, we're going to take a look at the code surrounding this. So we choose a random word to guess from the word bank, and that is stored in the variable word to guess. And then we create a variable number of letters, which is the length of the word to guess. So now we're going to take a look at activity 3.1. It says, at the start of the game, we need to tell the player how many letters the word to guess has. For example, if the word to guess is hello, we should tell the player the word has 5 letters because there are 5 letters in the word hello. If the word to guess is foundation, which has 10 letters, we should tell the player the word has 10 letters. We've already stored the number of letters in the number of letters variable, so we will use it to complete this activity. To check that it's been completed correctly, we will press run and make sure that the word has 5 letters or some number other than 5 in the console. So if we go over here, here is activity 3.1, where we want to print out the word has blank letters. The hint here is to once again to use console.writeLine and use the concatenation, the plus symbol, to insert the number of letters variable into the string. So console.writeLine, and again, remember to always put the semicolon at the end. The word has, and put a space, and then we're going to use the concatenation symbol, number of letters. And then once again, another concatenation to bring it back to the string, letters. There we go. And then we can press run to check that this works. Okay, so here we go. The word has 1 letters, which is probably, or most definitely, the I in Hello World I Can Code. Now we're going to continue on and continue looking at this code. So to start off the Guess the Word game with blanks. As the player guesses letters correctly, each of these underscores will be replaced with a correctly guessed letter. So here we are just printing out all of the letters in the word, which is number of letters, all of the underscores. Then we're going to set up lists to store the guessed letters that were correct or incorrect. And so this is going to store our correct guesses, and this is going to store our incorrect guesses. So now we're on to activity 3.2. There are 2 more pieces of information that we need the computer to store. The number of letters the player has guessed correctly so far, and whether or not the player has won the game. So we will declare these 2 variables to represent these pieces of information. Then we will press run to make sure that no errors appear in the console. Remember that variables do not produce console output. So for this, we're only checking for the absence of errors. So let's take a look over here. We have activity 3.2, declaring the 2 variables. So the first one is an integer called letters revealed that we will be initializing to 0. So var letters revealed equals 0. And then the next one will be a Boolean of called 1. That is var 1. And this is going to be initialized to false. And in this, we will determine whether the player has won the game or not. Once again, we will press run. This time we are not expecting any changes in our output. There we go, perfect, no errors, so it looks like we are good to go.